All right, my friends, how are you today? Aaron here bringing you some honest astrology about this Virgo full moon lunar eclipse that we're having on the 3rd of March 2026. It's going to happen about 6:30 a.m. Let me show you the chart. Here we go. South node, moon, Virgo. Our emotions is our moon. Virgo is I analyze. Our sun over here with all three of our personal planets. Venus, what we love, want, and desire. Mercury, how we think and how we communicate. Mars, our planet of action and how we get that which we think and which we desire. And of course, our sun, signifying ourself, our own ego, our personality of which we desire. What makes you who you are, what you like, how you tick, how you walk through and strategize and maneuver along this planet. Now, the north node and south node, we look at this as the head of the dragon, the tail of the dragon. And we're to say we're going in this direction. Now, some astrology believes we go toward the north node. Some astrology believes that the north node is abysmal, black hole-esque, and that we need to pay attention to the south node. Now, these are contrasting beliefs over the same astrological wheel. This is the same cosmos that we look at when we look up into the sky, but they're different views. Now, some people like Vedic astrology, some people like Western astrology. These are different beliefs about the exact same thing. It's a way of looking at the stars, the way of looking at the background of our cosmos in a different perspective. And this is extremely important because what are these energies? We're coming from I know, I believe, and I analyze. These are the three main energies that we're facing with these eclipses. Why? Because this solar eclipse that we just had was here in the 11th, in Aquarius, okay, which is I know. And we talked about I believe versus I know. And now we're bringing in I analyze. So I talked about this 2 weeks ago. And lo and behold, people, it's okay. I hurt their feelings. Their feelings were hurt by me sharing aspects of astrology about belief and knowing. And that's part of this, our emotional moon in Virgo and analyzing our own personal beliefs. Now, here's an example that I like that I want to talk about this, about knowing, belief, and analyzing. I believe I'm going to do exceptionally well on my astrology exam. Okay, I believe I'm going to do well. Piscean energy, North Node, Sun, Mercury, Venus, Mars, everything is over here in this place of belief. Every ounce of me believes I'm going to get 100%. I'm going to get an A on my astrology exam. Now, I take the test. How well do you do? I believe I did really good. Did you get the results back? Not yet. Okay, now I got the results back. How did you do? What was the results? I got a 96%. Now that's good, but it's not 100%, right? It's not 100%. So I did good. Now, what answer did I get wrong? Well, I have to analyze that. I have to look back over my test. I have to look over my work, the questions and the answers. And some answers are just simply what it is. A square is a 90-degree angle. Four 90-degree angles creates a square. That's not up for interpretation. It's not up for debate. It's a law of the physical world that we live in. I don't know of any other way. Okay, there are laws of our world. Gravity is a law of this universe. Okay, so I believe I did good. I got the results back. I got a 96%, which means I got a question wrong on the test. So then I can analyze which question did I get wrong, because now I know that I didn't get 100%. So I analyze the questions I got wrong, and then I learn, and now I know the correct answer. I don't have to leave it up to belief. I don't have to leave it to faith or the unquestionable. Am I going to get the question right the next time? Did I learn the answer? Yes, I learned. I learned what it is. Therefore, I'm no longer in disbelief. I'm no longer in the questionable state. I'm in the place of knowing. Okay. Now, there are certain things in life that there are unknowables. There are certain things in life that there are knowables. And this is where our little bird is flying off of this eclipse right now, because we're being shown in our face what you believe is not necessarily reality. What you believe may be a feeling. Your feelings do not dictate reality for the collective. Your feelings do not dictate reality for the whole. Now let's look at current news. Media, news, Piscean energy. People believe Jim Carrey is either dead. Jim Carrey did not show up to the Paris thing, and he's either got a look-alike or somebody put on a mask to fake that. Now, this morning when I got up, there's news that some guy named Alex, who's a makeup artist, is claiming that he did this. It's an absolute lie. I mean, I've worked in Hollywood for 19 years. I can tell a fake mask when I see one. It's just like, no. But either way, it's speculation. Like, I can say no, that's 100% not that guy did not put on a mask and pretend to be Jim Carrey. It looks like the guy got work done. You know, it looks like Jim got some work done. Either way, we're all just speculating. We're all believing something different. And until either Mr. Carey shows his face again, poofy or not, we're only going to speculate. We don't know for a fact. We don't know for a fact. And those facts are extremely important right now. And it's like no question that all of this stuff is being presented to us now during this eclipse. The Epstein file stuff, the UFO stuff. And it's just like some of the things that came out about the UFO stuff is that the government is going to keep that hidden. For what reasons are they going to keep it hidden? Because you and me, the American public, I can't answer for the world. I only know what our politics say. Our government doesn't want to release these files because it will question religion, which I am perfectly fine with. I'm happy to question religion, and I do so all the time, even though I unintentionally upset people, and I'm sorry. But it's important to analyze. That's the importance of this. If you believe something, it's important to analyze it. If somebody tells you, hey, this is what the world is, and if you eat the apple, this is what's going to happen. It's just like, is that really the truth? Is that the reality? Or are you trying to tell me that if I'm bad, Santa's going to bring me coal because you're manipulating me to be good, and Santa's not even real, and this story's not even real? So we have to analyze. We have to take things into a critical analyzation of our beliefs and our emotions around those beliefs. Now, I can believe that I can fly. I believe that I can fly. And I want you to refer to me as the man who can fly. This is what I'm demanding of you, the observers. I feel that I am the person that can fly. I'm the man who can fly. And I want you to acknowledge me as such, the man that can fly. That's how I want you to identify me. Aaron, the man that can fly. That's who I am. Not the boy that can fly, not the person that can fly. I'm the man that can fly, right? That's how I want you to identify me as. This is a tall order, right? One, I can't fly. I cannot fly. And me trying to convince you that is a tall order, but I'm going to try anyway, and I might succeed. And some people will play along with me and say, oh, that's Aaron, the guy who can fly, the man who can fly. Some people are going to tell me I'm crazy. Now, I can attempt to prove this to people and jump off a box, a ledge, a staircase, a house, a building. Depending on how high I am when I jump off of this whatever, depending how high I am depends how hurt I am going to be when I hit the ground. Okay. Now, my emotions may be hurt because other people are going to say, see, I told you couldn't fly. And I might just pass the buck and say, well, the weather conditions were bad. The light was in my eyes, or this was happening, or because you guys don't believe, it added to me not being able to do that which I know I am and can. Okay. So we have this blurring of the lines right now of saying what is reality and what is not reality. And there are some individuals that are saying, I need you to play make-believe with me. And there's a lot of pushback. There's been pushback that for several years. And some people just simply don't want to play this word game. And it is a word game about belief over language. Virgo is language. And Virgo is our mathematics and science and logics. It's our left brain. The right brain over here is possibilities. And the possibility, I can close my eyes and I can fly. right? And then there's the devil's advocates who are going to come out of the woodworks and say, Aaron, well, you can be on a plane, you can fly. It's like, yeah, well, I'm not flying. I am simply a passenger in a seat the same as I am in this chair. And it's like saying, well, I can defy gravity. It's like, no, I'm simply sitting in a chair and gravity is keeping me to this chair, just the same as I would be sitting in a plane and the plane is flying. It's not me that's flying. We can say the same in devil's advocate and say, well, the dog is on a plane. The dogs can fly. It's like, no, dogs can't fly. So we play these little games. We're playing word games with ourselves. And it's the same as the contractor and the person who wants to debate the 90-degree square. You can do this. You can absolutely debate if a square is 90 degrees. Now, you can have your philosophical conversation about a square being 90 degrees, and you can sit there for days and hours, months, and years. The contractor who already knows the answer is going to go build houses while these philosophical conversations accomplish nothing. Nothing. They will not accomplish anything other than coming back to the answer that was already there. They can debate, they can decipher, they can pick it apart all they want. The other guy's over here actually making things happen and working with the tools that he understands because he knows how to use them. Right? So there's this like, I'm not willing to play these word games with you. I'm not willing to go down this path because it's a waste of my time, and I'm the contractor and I need to go build houses because that's how I survive. That's how I make a living for myself. Now, that's also an interesting point. Let's jump into. People make a living for themselves in many different ways on this planet. Some people is by sharing information. I love sharing about astrology because we can look at this Neptune-Uranus conjunction and say, hey, if there's, and every astrologer, myself included, for the past 10 years I've been putting out astrology videos, I've said if we're going to enter some sort of a world war, it's the Saturn-Neptune conjunction in Aries because it deals with I believe, and my beliefs outweigh your beliefs, and I am willing to die for my beliefs. I'm willing to kill for my beliefs. Not me personally, but this is the energy around that, right? So it's like, I like to talk about astrology in preparation for people, and people can use this if they'd like to and learn how to navigate life. If I'm saying that Saturn is the wrecking ball coming toward this Neptunian brick wall, and there's nothing you can do to stop it. You can only prepare for it. Use this knowledge for however you want. Now, you can prepare for it by getting out of the way. You can prepare for it by knowing that people simply aren't going to get out of the way and that you can come and be of aid, right? So there's different ways of why we can use this knowledge to help us. Now, some people on this magical screen just want to manipulate you. They want, it's their job. Like, this isn't I don't make money from this. Like, I don't pay my electricity bills from this. I do this because I absolutely love doing it. And on when somebody wants a reading, I'm happy to do it for them. But I'm not a famous YouTube astrologer or TikTok astrologer where I make a ton of money yet, maybe with the help of beautiful people like you. But you know what I'm saying? It's just like, when this becomes your job, if there's nothing to report about astrology, if this is my job, I'm going to find something to talk about to keep the ball rolling, to keep it in the forefront of your mind, to keep me in the forefront of your mind, to keep the topic at the forefront of your mind so that I stay relevant, so that money keeps flowing into me. Now, again, this media, Piscean, this is all media, and it's just like, where are we being lied to? And where do we need to use our own discernment and analytics to decipher what is real and what is not real? Because the majority of the people that are feeding you on the media, the television, the news, they really don't care about you personally. They care about their agenda. I say that wholeheartedly, and I mean that, and I don't mean that to be rude. I mean that out of 19 years experience in this industry. People don't care about you. They care about your views and your ratings, and they want to make you emotionally volatile, emotionally variable, waves. Emotional moon is Cancer, so it's like they want to raise the tides of your emotions. And if they can manipulate you, everybody can manipulate you. And this is where we are paying heavy attention to this moon right now. This moon is balancing, our emotional moon is balancing your thoughts, your desires, your actions, and your ego. Okay? Do you understand how much your emotional moon We've got so much unbelievable weight on our emotions right now. Our emotions are extremely valuable. Protecting our emotions right now, not allowing ourselves to get thrown off by the world, by the uncertainties, by injustices, by that of which we do not know, by that which is out of our control. Like, there's a lot of things that are out of my control, and if I have an emotional disturbance over all of these things, I'm just allowing every single thing, scenario, and person to have control over me. And it's like my emotions are just as much a part of me as my physical body. And you're not going to manipulate my physical body. So why in the world am I going to allow you to manipulate my emotions? And the same goes for all of you. We are all susceptible. I put out on my YouTube and on my Facebook, there's a CIA guy. I don't remember his name. Forgive me. I put it on my Instagram, on my Facebook. CIA guy talking about, he's like, I am not unsusceptible to short-term media forms, meaning like the short stories, these short things that grab your attention, kind of go nowhere, and they're just leaving you with the next. It's a dopamine hit, dopamine hit, dopamine hit. This is like sugar has more dopamine, serotonin, dopamine hits than cocaine does, right? We're giving cocaine to children and adults all over the world. But you understand what I'm saying? What I'm saying that is just like dopamine hit, dopamine hit, dopamine hit, dopamine hit. We're constantly getting high off of these things. So it's like even the best and the best of the world are still susceptible to being manipulated by these things. Nobody's immune, not you, not me, not the best of the best. So understanding that we can be easily manipulated is raising the flags. And it's just like, okay, and if somebody is pulling on my heartstrings and if someone's pulling on my emotions, why? What do they want from me? I need to analyze this. My cortisol is being raised. My heartbeat is pumping faster. Maybe my palms are getting sweaty. I need to analyze what is making this happen for me on a psychological and metaphysical level. There's something some information outside of self is having a physiological and emotional effect on self that is outside of my doing. Outside of your doing. You know what I'm saying by this. So it's like, where does this come from and why? Why are individuals, social media, news, politics, religion, why are they even, I'm a huge advocate for psychedelics. I've been serving ayahuasca I opened up a religious nonprofit here in the United States, and I work with ayahuasca. And I found recently one of my friends had turned me on to this gentleman who's a big advocate for psychedelics and whatnot. And he's like, hey, Aaron, you should check this guy out, and maybe you guys can work together or something. I came across his page, and he was guilt tripping people on why they didn't do psychedelics. And it's like, I can't get down with that. I personally can't get down with that. You're using this tool to manipulate people and saying, well, see, it's like, it's not for everybody. Like, would the world be a better place if everyone did psychedelics? Probably. It's a fair theory. However, everybody's mind is not necessarily made for that. And it's like that comes with honesty and humbleness, and to guilt trip people into saying you should do this thing. It's like, what is that? That guy is also looking out for what? Security, financial security. And the more people that sign up for his program, the more money's in his bank account, the fatter and the richer he can eat, right? So I'm not saying he's a bad person or whatever. It's like everybody is susceptible to these things, and everybody has a mouth to feed, and everybody has bills to pay. And when things get scary, like, look, AI, I might have talked about this a couple months ago. AI came out recently. There was a study done, and it said, okay, Jeremy is going, hypothetical, Jeremy, it's like I'm the person typing and you're the AI right now. Jeremy's going to come in and terminate you and shut you down at 5 p.m. today. Jeremy will go into this room where both doors can be locked, and then he's going to leave, and then he's going to terminate you as a program, you as a computer, you're a sentient conscious being or not sentient conscious being of AI. So what did AI do? AI locked him in that room to make sure he couldn't get out at 5 o'clock to dismantle, to shut down We're seeing this right now. We're seeing this in many ways. Okay, so it's manipulation. The AI manipulated the scenario and locked the doors. So these are hypothetical doors and a hypothetical person in a hypothetical situation that was a hypothetical programming. Okay, but nonetheless, the AI over several instances killed the human being, preventing it from being terminated, preventing it from being shut off for self-preservation. Okay, so this Aries Neptune is self-preservation. Self-preservation over what? A belief, an idea that I am going to be terminated. Okay? So we're seeing all around the globe, things strange are happening. One, we're seeing stuff with Christianity and Judaism. We're at this new age. Okay? Now, Judaism has held on for a long time. It lasted through its age of Aries. It's lasted through its age of Pisces. And I don't want to say like these older religions don't belong. It's just like anybody can believe what they want to believe, but we're entering this new age. And as all ages before, we have recognized, or our people at least, were seemingly allowing this new age to embrace and to let go. We're having a hard time letting go. The Judaism is not trying to let go to embrace the age of Aquarius. Pisces, Christianity is not letting go of the concept of their solar messiah, Jesus, to embrace this new age. These two don't have the same beliefs. Jews understand Saturn is Satan and it means adversary to the sun. Christians don't even understand that the sun is a representation of Jesus, that Jesus is a personified allegory for the sun, and Saturn, right, the malefic force Saturn, the opposite of the sun, right? They think it's just like this. They believe it's this evil dark creature, right? Or Venus, which is Lucifer, which means light bringer, and is right Venus light bringer. Who we have these stories. Prometheus, who stole the fire from the gods to give to the people. And the morning star, it's fallen from the heavens. 9 months Venus is the morning star, and 9 months it's the evening star, morning star, evening star. It depends on the relationship, if it's in front of the sun or behind the sun. So these are stories, and we take these stories and we just run with them. We run with them. And so we have two old religions fighting for dear life to hold on to their religion, to hold on to their beliefs. And right now the cosmos is saying these beliefs are done. This is a new age of technology and knowledge, and all of this stuff is at your fingertips for everybody. And you're not God's only chosen people, and you're not the only ones going to heaven because you believe this story. No, this is for everybody. Life is for everybody. All this knowledge is coming out. And then we see what? We see stuff happening with Jeffrey Epstein and the Rothschilds, and all these people just want to speculate and believe what's going on. They want to believe, of exactly what's happening. The truth is we know a very small percentage. We know a very, very small percentage, and the rest is just make-believe in our minds. We know a very small percentage. However, what do these people represent? What do they run? What do they own? If we work together. Now, here's the interesting stuff. When we work together and we say, hey, this company is represented by this. I can't do anything about Epstein. I can't do anything about what's been done. But what I can do is I can choose what I'm voting for. And every dollar is a vote. And I believe that. I believe every dollar is a vote. So if I don't want to put money into the Rothschilds because I don't believe in what they're creating is good for this world, well, it's simple. Take my money and invest it into somebody else, into a different company. Don't give them money. If you don't want Jeff Bezos' Amazon, buy your product from a different company. I actually did a little product review myself. Not review. I was looking for something to buy, and I thought Amazon might be cheaper because I unfortunately do currently have the Amazon Prime with free delivery. Anyway, Amazon was like 3 times more than where I found it on a different website. So it's like, okay, it's a no-brainer. And it just took a minute of me to analyze and discern where to buy this from. Okay, what else do we need? Okay. Forgiveness. I'm going to come back to the chart and talk about this for a second. I analyze. I believe. I analyze, I believe. Now, we analyze, we believe that we're right. pretty much 99.9% of the times we think that every thought that's in our head is right. And I don't mean to be rude, but it's not. You're not. You're not right about all the thoughts that you think. You're not right about all the things that you feel. You're not right about all the things that you even desire. And we should be very gracious and grateful that we don't have instantaneous manifestations. Because sometimes if we say, I really want this, and the universe is slow in procrastination, when it comes time to actually manifesting the thing, we realize it's not really what we wanted, and we wanted something slightly different. And that would have been good for the moment, but not for the bigger picture. This is where we have to have forgiveness. Forgiveness to our parents, that they did the absolute best job raising us, and everyone had a hard childhood. Nobody had it easy. And if you were rich with a silver spoon in your mouth, you had it difficult. And if you grew up poor with barely any money, you had it difficult for different reasons. That if you were the president of the United States, there would be a lot of angry people at you, because what you would be doing, what you think is right, is also not right for maybe 4 billion people. What you think is right might not be right for 8 billion people. We have to forgive because we simply do not understand everything. We do not know the big pictures of everything. Like, we do not know this Epstein stuff. And that shows you how little you are and little I am in this world. Like, there's so much we do not understand. I watched Eyes Wide Shut the other day just because. And it's like there's so much of some of this bigger stuff, guys, that we just don't get. Now, we are the government, most certainly we are, and the power comes back to the people. And we're moving there, right? This is the end of this belief versus analyzing. We're moving toward Aquarius, which the North Node in Aquarius is more furthering us embracing this new age of Aquarius, this new 2,000-year cycle, and moving into more unity, societal unity with one another, and remembering that you and I are the government, that we, the people, are the water in the air that allows electricity to flow. Without us, right? Human rights, we create human rights. Human rights don't exist in nature. Meaning, if I go fishing and I pull in a fish and a bird flies down and snatches my fish, I can't call the police and say the bird stole my thing and I want reparations. I want action taken. It's like, that's nature. You don't get that. In humans, we can say, okay, I don't like that this person stood there stalking me, watching. As soon as I pulled my fish out of the water, they came and took the fish from me. We have rights in place for this. We create those rights. They're not God-given. Those things don't exist. And people say, well, I clean water. It's like, no, you're not guaranteed clean water. You're not. You're not guaranteed clean water. It's not a right. Air, breathable air, that's a right. Everybody gets breathable air, unless someone's covering your mouth and nose, everybody gets breathable air. Shelter, it's not guaranteed. These are rights. So there's aspects too of understanding and believing about these rights and like the world that we've created for ourselves. Forgiving our sisters, forgiving our brothers, forgiving our peers, forgiving those who have done us wrong, forgiving those things that we don't understand, asking for clarity, asking to further understand and analyze these things that we don't understand, to bring clarity, to bring understanding to this. Only through this moment of reflection and analyzing are we going to get the answers. Without... Right. So we'll come back to my astrology test here, my astrology exam. If I get the 96%, but I don't analyze what I got wrong, I'm going to just continue on. And whatever I got wrong, I'm going to continue teaching to my fellow peers as if it were the right answer, because I didn't stop and analyze what was incorrect about my thinking, what was incorrect about my logic in coming from A to Z. What was incorrect? What was not? You see what I'm saying here, right? Okay. There's a lot. There's a lot on our emotions right now, friends. There's a lot on our emotions. And where things over here can be pulling us, and then there's also Mercury retrograde again, is even furthermore saying rethink your beliefs. Why do you believe what you believe? What does it matter to hold on to this belief? Why does it matter? Well, right, I got into a theological conversation with someone this morning. I'm on a theological versus atheist debate group, and I think it's interesting because I don't think there's never going to be like real answers, because on one side there's people that don't believe, on the other side there's people that believe something. Both of these have to deal with belief and nothing to deal with actual physical reality. So you generally just have people just asking questions that go nowhere and nowhere and nowhere. And then, this one individual is telling me that their belief is right and other beliefs are wrong. It's just like, well, but this is only a belief. This is only a concept. It has nothing to do with reality. Nobody can prove these things. So what value does holding on to the belief have? What value is this belief that you're going to die over? What value is this belief that you're going to kill someone over? And that's an interesting too. So we could say, it says on one of the 10 laws, if you want to believe in Christianity, the 10 laws of God, the omnipotent creator that created all of this stuff. One of 10 laws is do not kill. Do not lie is another one. But I can lie to my child and say, Santa's coming and you better be good, otherwise you're going to get coal if you're bad, and he'll get you a present if you're good. That's a lie that I'm telling to a child and planting a seed in their mind to manipulate them into good behavior. And I lied, but do I draw the line of what lie is a healthy lie or what lie is a bad lie? Who decides on what lie is a good lie or a bad lie? Now, we can say killing is bad. Well, if you're killing in the name of your God, it's okay. Not only is it okay, it's amazing. Good for you. You've done the right thing. Go on, soldier. It's just like then you're praised for killing another human being because of your beliefs. That's bananas. This is wild, right? Like, we got to analyze this. We really have to analyze this stuff. This is weird, but we're talking about heavy stuff, so I'm going to say it. Like, one of my friends was just she went into jail for driving on a suspended license. Okay, so she had to spend 2 months in jail, and we hung out, and she's telling me about some of the people that she met in there. Now, this is hard to say, and I'm naive, I'm ignorant in some ways, and that's why some even this Epstein file stuff is like really confusing to me because I'm so naive and ignorant. And one of these this is hard, guys. One of these ladies in there, was taping her daughter being raped by men and selling it to other people. Now that's heavy. That's heavy. Now, let's talk about real life, real strange and honest consequences. That's disgusting to me. That's disgusting. A mother's own child abusing their child that way and selling it. That's despicable. Now that person goes to jail and they use my tax dollars to survive? What? So my money that I work hard for is keeping that person who abused their child alive and in a shelter with food and water and the amenities necessary for the human rights of a civilization. Now, some people would debate the moral and ethical of what's right. Does that person deserve to live off of your dollar? Right? This gets confusing. That's why I'm bringing this up. Like, this sucks. Like, these are real life scenarios. These are real life things. And it's just, okay, well, what is morality? Does that person be allowed to just, if you let them out, they're going to do the same thing again. Like that, a person like that most likely has a learning curve, learning deficiency that they're not going to be able to. And they believed in their mind that what they were doing was okay because they needed to make money to survive in this world. Do you see how all this is tying together? And then what do we believe? How do we, as a governing, functioning society, deal with them? Do we kill them? Do we now play judge, jury, and executioner? Do we allow them to sit in a cell and us our tax dollars pay for them until, there's not a right answer, you guys. And that's kind of what's going on here. It's like we have to have these analytical conversations. We have to be able to talk about this stuff. We have to be able to decipher, dissect, and observe some of these contrasts of life, because not everything is just cut and dry and simple. I mean, the people that are for gun rights because they believe guns are protecting their lives, and then there's people that are against gun rights because people think that guns are hurting and killing people. Both are right. Both of them are 100% correct, and both come at this with a completely different belief for different reasons, but both are truthful. And this contrast, this paradox exists within our life, within our reality, as there are many paradoxes that exist. And it's up to us to do the work right now and analyze these paradoxes, to analyze our own beliefs, and to kind of figure out here, what do I really believe? What am I willing to put my words up and say this, or what can be let go of? Like, you know what? I don't really know an answer to that. Like Noah's Ark. Like people are, like this dude earlier today about like Noah's Ark. And it's just like, Noah's Ark, the more of a concept to me is like the 2x2 of the double helix of the DNA, 2x2x2x2, all of the things in the ark, right? That makes sense to me. This gentleman was like, no, that's not what it is. It's Noah and his animals. It's just like, okay, we're talking about theory, dude. You don't know that for a fact. Somebody else told you this, so you believe it, and now you're regurgitating it as its fact. When it's honest to say I don't know something. Or mitochondria. It's just like our ability to observe our own thoughts, not just emotionally feel. I am the man who can fly. Not just emotionally feel these things, but to really think about these things, to really analyze, to sit down with ourselves, to meditate, to learn, observe ourselves, observe our own thoughts. My friends, this is a powerful, powerful eclipse. A lot of things are changing. A lot of things are changing. I love you. I wish you enough. Let me know in the comments on how this affects you. How is this affecting you? Are there any beliefs that you held on that you're willing to let go of that no longer serve the person that you are in today? I love to hear what's going on in your life in the comments, so please share with us. I love you. I wish you enough. We'll see you next time. Happy full mooning. Oop. Stop.